Well, I'm gonna leave you to it. You are welcome to get home.
Okay.
And I will, see you later.
Alright, should I just go out the front door, or? Alright. Hello?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to...
Hey!
I'm not even done! I'm not even done
I don't want it to
introducing...
start on you, it should start on us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey!
It's us! We did it, we played.
This is a joke.
I'm already
Keep
irrelevant.
Going, keep going, Todd.
Welcome to the post-show for Hardcore Season 6, Minecraft Hardcore Season 6. We're doing something a little bit different from... Yeah, ooh, claps.
Yeah, we're doing claps.
We have cameras.
Yeah, so we decided to do something a little bit different for this season. Now, obviously, the post show is a new thing. You know, we're experimenting, and it's sometimes, you know, we have our guests. They're very busy, so it's a little hard to to hold them down to force them into this podcast. So we felt like it'd be kind of fun to do, since we do have a bunch of people on our main cast here in Seattle. It'd be cool to have them, you know, in person on camera and do it kind of like live in this way. I thought that'd be fun. So just like the post show for the Terraria, you know, we're just gonna go over the season. You know, talk about it with everybody was there. If you all want to introduce yourselves, everyone should know who you are, but just in case they don't.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jeff on the channel from PBGGameplay, and also Space Hamster on my other channel.
Hi, I'm ProJared, and Jared on Hardcore.
It's me, Austin. Peanut Butter Gamer.
It's me!
It's me.
It's me!
Who?
PBG Gameplay.
I've never heard of that.
It's at least top 5,000 YouTube channel.
Whoa! Is it really?
PBG Gameplay? Actually, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I'm like genuinely curious now. Is it? Come on.
That's why I
Nice.
stretched to 5,000. It sounded close enough.
So that was gonna be something I was gonna be like, yeah, alright,
fuck.
we did
We
it!
did it!
We did it!
Yeah, I don't know. Look it up.
We need
Look
more.
it up.
We need to do more celebrations with like cakes and stuff. We haven't had any cake-worthy celebrations yet. We need to find one.
I don't have cake, but I do have some Harry Potter's beans.
Are you serious right now?
Dude,
Yeah. Everybody can have a bean.
Okay.
Everybody can have a bean.
All right, one bean.
I'm gonna see
I better
what
not
flavor
get,
you-
like, earwax
I'm
or
picking
whatever.
whichever one you get randomly. Okay, this is the first one I
this?
grabbed. Take a
Dude,
bite.
this looks like it's
Just take
gonna
a
be
bite.
your...
Just take a bite. It's earwax. It's the first one I grabbed.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, Jared. This one's yours.
This is
This is-
betrayal.
This is very
This is like
important.
the pinnacle of...
This is Birdie Bot's. It's like you don't know if you get good flavors or bad.
This looks
Or
like
fart.
earwax.
No,
You know-
that Jeff's was earwax. It was different than that.
It can't be earwax.
You know,
Just eat
for,
it.
like, for earwax, it's not that bad, though.
Good or bad? Pretty sure it's lemon. I'm not sure.
Please be regular.
all-
Do I get one? Are you gonna throw
Yeah,
one
yeah,
at
I'll
me?
give you one.
All right.
Really cardboardy.
Cardboard. It's probably
Ugh.
cardboard.
It probably is cardboard.
Okay, there it is.
Oh,
Lemon.
dude.
Lemon? Okay.
Lemon, yeah.
Dude.
Lemon cardboard.
There you go.
Is that for Todd?
That's for Todd. Yeah.
I'm actually
Ooh.
jealous of this one.
What is it?
I've had it. It's not good.
Okay,
I wanna
okay.
try it
It's
first.
my least favorite one.
This is definitely. I'm gonna guess that this is brick flavored. You can
Brick.
see that in the camera, maybe. Okay, let's go. Is it floor? It tastes like floor.
It's sausage.
This is not sausage.
Sausage.
What?
It's just not sausage. It tastes like the floor. Like if I just was licking the floor.
Do you get which one this is?
Oh, it is sausage.
Hold on.
Okay, I got it. It takes a sec to kick in.
What? Which
That
one?
egg one?
Oh,
Don't you know you're supposed to tell me?
Oh, no, it's
No,
not
it's not
that
egg.
one.
Okay.
It's not
I
that
think
one.
it's-
So,
Okay,
so
okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm not even gonna look at the color.
All right, I'm gonna hold on to this. There you go.
Oh,
It's booger!
that was the one I haven't eaten because I didn't want to eat that one.
Nice.
Great. All right. Well, there's that. That's all I.
All right. So I think who lost? Who did? This was hardcore bean eating.
Jared was the
we
only one.
failed.
Yay.
Oh no, Jared lived. Wow. Okay.
Fab.
So Minecraft Hardcore Season 6. Obviously, we did a lot of different stuff. And like this is something that we had talked about. We being Austin and I like we talked about doing hardcore more often, and doing a lot of Minecraft because Minecraft like, wow, really? Stop taking care of your yard.
I forgot the window.
It's okay.
We're leaving all of this in.
Don't cut it. This is real.
We talked about, like, you know, we're gonna be doing the show more often, so it's important to evolve the show so that way, like, we can keep it entertaining as well as trying new things, you know, just for our own end. I mean, obviously, we're very creative people. We like to do new things, so we decided, you know, to have like some kind of like pseudo narrative elements. And obviously, if you haven't seen the show, you should switch off of this. As entertaining as it is to watch us eat terrible candy.
Why are you eating more?
I'm trying to watch the flavor out.
He's like over here saying all these things and like trying to explain what's going on, and he's like gagging on a jelly bean over here.
I'm trying to eat a better flavor. That earwax one was not.
There's like one good flavor. The whole he got the one good flavor. There's lemon. That's it. The rest of it is fart, barf, and snot.
What other
horse butt.
Black pepper.
No.
Vomit.
Oh.
Ew.
Grass isn't bad.
Grass isn't
Neither
bad.
is soap. I've had soap. Actually, that's what I need is soap. Like in
Oh my god. Okay, but so new narrative elements. Obviously, like I said, so if you haven't seen the season already, I would click off this. I would watch the season. It's really fun, and come back and then watch this. So guys, how did you guys feel overall about doing something new? Especially like Austin, you've obviously been on every season. Like, how was it? Did you enjoy the experience? Full candid. If you just want to fire me right now, that's fine.
I mean, technically, I was not really a part of the
That's true.
Me and Jeff were just sort of,
we were kind of playing homemaker.
Yeah, we were over there getting salty.
Yeah,
like,
we were-
why don't we get to play? All that got cut out. There's just like us, just like
It's true.
Todd. I was literally, I would go off on the horizon. I remember our house faced out. I don't remember which direction, but it faced out that way.
Like
I was
east.
going over the hill, looking off in that direction, and the direction they went. Like, Jerry,
Hello?
he's coming back.
It did take us a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that they were going to find like the trail, and then they were going to come back and get us.
Yeah, that's what we thought they were gonna come get us, but
They
just
did
left.
not do that, and then they just left us there for like hours.
I think there was a point, and like, if I can find all this stuff easily, I'll be putting it in the video. I think there was a point where literally you guys jumped into the other Discord call, because like for those who don't know,
Yeah.
we separate the Discord calls. Like we record all over audio, obviously, 'cause we're not all in the same spot normally. And I put everybody in different channels so that they don't hear the cross audio. And like at one point Austin comes in and you were just like, are you guys done?
He sounded like the kid. There's like 3 minutes left of recess, and that one kid walks up. He's like, "Can I have this swing set?" That's what he sounded
Just like so defeated.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys about?
I was bored. I want because Todd had been hyping it up. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And then it was like I didn't even get to participate. In
I felt so bad about that. Like, and it was, and you know, there was in general there was mishaps. There's like a lot of stuff that I learned. Considering I pretty much did all of that stuff. You know, full disclosure, because it's over now. You guys have seen it. Like we did talk about like a little bit about this
Me
stuff.
and Todd talked about it.
So pretty much just Austin knew, and then Austin didn't know all of everything. Obviously, he didn't, and then he didn't get to see it. Whoops. But like there was, like basically I was like, we're gonna have a revival totem, and there's gonna be like some clues for how people get it, and that was pretty much all that we talked about, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. I knew there was going to be the revive.
Yeah.
Like I threw out some ideas for things that, because I had already like thought of some stuff that would be fun to do like a long time ago that just was like I don't know, like I did.
Yeah.
When I was doing the show by myself, it was hard enough to get everything together and organize everyone, and I'm not very good at that. So that in and of itself was like hard enough.
Right.
So it was hard for me to like think of ways to branch out. So yeah, I threw out some ideas that I had, but mostly, I other than the fact that there was a revive, I basically was just like, Todd, you just do it, and then because I don't want to spoil it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you still want to go in slightly not in the know, like how exactly it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
I didn't know how like it was gonna work or like where the totem was gonna be. I think I threw out like maybe some like idea to like hide it in somewhere. Then that was pretty like
like in a chest somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like a clue. That was pretty much all I said.
I think we ended up and I love to get you guys' reaction and feelings on this. I remember like I spent a lot of my time learning about Minecraft and learning about how people do stuff like adventure like maps and stuff like that, like learning about data tags, and you know that kind of came into play in a couple places. And obviously, like, I'll go more into detail about like behind the scenes production stuff on a separate video. But I remember like when we first like debuted everything and like everybody was in the call before we started, I was like, okay guys, so this is kind of a new thing, and there might be a little bit of jank. It might kind of like not go perfectly. I just want to let you guys know, and I think I was saying like just react however you feel. You don't have to play into it. You don't have to play it up. If you feel that way, then do, and just go with whatever feels natural. I mean, how did that? Obviously Jared.
I would say obviously Dean, because anytime you saw Todd, he would just be like, get him!
Freak out, yeah. But yeah,
He just wanted to fight you.
How'd you guys feel about that? Because I think you all kind of reacted differently.
I was into it.
Yeah?
I like that
I
stuff.
knew nothing about this one going in, other than you said you wanted to do some kind of somewhat built narrative dungeon master style kind of twists to it. So I didn't know anything about it. So like when I got teleported away, I was like instantly terrified.
That was so, it was so perfect.
Yeah, and then you ripped me out of the Discord call, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I literally like dragged you out, and it was so great because, like, if I remember correctly, Jeff, you looked at Jared, you turned around, you were mining, and then you looked back.
Together mining. And then I look behind me, I'm like, what happened to Jared?
And there was like effects. There was effects that were added in post.
Yeah.
Todd did, but we didn't have effects. He was just gone. I knew
Yeah,
he was
he
gonna
was-
disappear because like that was one thing Todd went over with me. So I knew it wasn't gonna be me. That's all I knew.
The last thing I heard in that Discord call out of everyone was Jeff being like, "Where's Jared?" And I'm like, "What?" And then I'm in a different Discord call. But yeah, like the Wizard Tower is really cool looking because I had legitimately never seen a lot of those Minecraft blocks before, so I didn't know what they looked like. And then we did the whole exchange, and they're like, "All right, bye." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's
Left
true. I
him
just
there.
like, pieced out.
Where do I go?
Yeah, so like,
Where did you end up having to go? I forget.
there was basically a huge like puzzle underneath inside the tower.
Oh, right.
that I had to figure out.
Yeah.
So I like wandered around for a little bit. It's like, I don't know, can I? Oh,
Right,
wow. And
yeah.
then, so like I got to have my own like little puzzle solving adventure, which I loved. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like I maybe missed some things in there because I feel like I saw a lot of other pressure plates after watching it back.
Yeah.
I saw buttons and things I didn't push.
So there was actually, and this is honestly like something that I want to get better at. And I won't go out. There's so much to think about in terms of like it's literally game design. Where I was like, I kind of thought to myself like, okay, well I don't really. It's hard because you're not just designing these puzzles, but I'm also thinking about producing a show in terms of how long that should take. It's like, well, how long should Jared be gone? And we did some cutting to sort of make it look as though basically he showed up at night, and then by the time I was done explaining everything about, you know, the new premise, that it was daytime, when really there was more talking, and I ended up having to cut stuff because frankly I'm not as practiced an entertainer as everyone else here on the couch. So I did dub in like a bunch of lines to be more clear, because something that's very important to me is that the audience understands the rules, and like that totem that you guys picked up it works in the game automatically. But I had to explain. I wanted to be like make sure very clear that people understand that this is something that we're doing on our own, kind of like honor system or whatever, kind of like old school, like back on the playground when you would make your own games, and it's like, well, we're using the tetherball court, but it's not like real tetherball. It's like another rule or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that balancing that stuff like can be hard, but at the same time, I like that kind of stuff where we kind of set up our own little objective or rules. It's like a little side thing just to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I like that stuff.
And the whole idea of hardcore, well, not the entire idea, but the basic premise of hardcore initially was like game within a game, which is something that I love. Like I love playing The Sims and like coming up with my own way to play it. I like making a game within the game, and this just kind of expands on how like because it's already a game within a game in a sense where it's like, well, we are making our own rules. You only have one life and all this stuff. But with the additions, we can pretty much do whatever we decide we want to do.
Yeah.
As long as it's possible to do it.
Yeah.
I think going back to the original question of what we like thought about the thing and like the twist, I think one thing I saw a lot of people saying was they're like, well, it didn't really, the twist was cool, but it didn't really go anywhere. And it's like, it is one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, that's just kind of how it went, and we can't like plan it, so we just have to go with whatever happens. Also, but even past that, like when we were first talking about it, it was like, all right, well, we want to do these fun things, but we don't really know how it's going to work, so let's try just something that seems a little more simple, like just revive totem.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You can like, you know, find the revive totem and you can revive someone. And so we wanted to start with something a little more simple before we like decided how far we wanted to go with.
Yeah, how big the concept could be and how much attention it would grab.
Yeah.
So like as you guys were pointing out, unfortunately, they kind of left without you. So Jared, you ended up having to shoulder. You kind of took a leadership role, which I loved seeing, like as a producer and as a fan, frankly. But it's kind of thing where it's like, you know, I think you're very used to playing off of other people and working with other people. Like, how was it being in the driver's chair there?
Nice change of pace.
Yeah.
For once.
Okay.
I mean, I do that intentionally. Like pretty much any time we do a hardcore series, and there's like the full 7, you'll notice like I intentionally take a step back, and this comes mostly from a lot of my improv background and training and the like, where I've always been taught that the best thing you can do is make the other people on stage look good. So that's why I step back and let them do their things. And then, like, as the voices start dying out, literally, and there's like less people there, then it's like, okay, now I can step in and assist or help move the scene forward or move the show forward or what have you. So when we did the adventure and actually trying to find the totem, I felt it was like perfect because it was me and Dean, and then basically new people.
Yeah.
So like we had like the perfect kind of amount there. I kind of lead him forward.
All right, everybody, you'll notice that I am wearing a purple shirt now and I'm in my house. This is because I am going to, we're cutting away, this is called a cutaway, to an interview with Mr. Chadtronic, Chad of Chadtronic fame, is here with me. What up, Chad? How's it going?
That's Mr. Chadtronic to you.
Mr. Chad, Sir Chad, Chadtronic. I can't figure out how to do this.
Don't feel intimidated. My fans call me Chapstick, which is like the most like demeaning thing you can call someone. So
it is kind of. It's just sort of like. It's not something that you aspire to be. No one's like, I want to be Chapstick. No.
Or chalkboard or sidewalk chalk or anything that starts with CH.
I can't think of any good ones that I haven't heard you use already. Chastity. Chad.
That's a new one. I'll give you credit for that one. That's a new one.
All right, so Chad, actually, part of what I wanted to talk to you about in particular was that you were, like you kind of had like not a moment, but just sort of. There's that whole like soup in the beginning where there's just all the YouTube people are in the soup and it's like you know, where do I fit in, like what do I say, and like Austin and Jeff are kind of like you kind of used to them sort of guiding the beginning of the game, whereas like in this season, this is like the first season we had this kind of thing. I specifically gave everybody like a quest to do, and you were, you know, you elected to go on that quest. Like, was that how was that? Because like you're part of the first time we'd ever done that. Like, how'd that feel? Like, what were you thinking? Like, oh, you know, here's how I'm gonna be, or here's what I want to do.
You mean like, so before the season began, you had, was like I in your mind for that team that was gonna go on that quest at that point, or were you not sure at that?
Honestly, I wanted the guests to go on it, but like, and the audience may not believe me, but like I never had any plans about anybody. Like it was a kind of case of I don't know who's gonna be alive, I don't know who's gonna be willing to go.
See,
you know,
and that's another thing that proves like the weight that's on your shoulders for like coordinating the show, because you can't really like you can't plan everything out because you have no idea what's gonna happen.
No.
You almost kind of have to have like a spider web of like different scenarios and then just like go along whichever path that spider web takes. But the outcomes that can happen are just like infinite. Like that's hard to like plan around and do.
It is really hard, but and like I was so, I mean, and as you'll recall, I was so upset, and you know the audience didn't really get to see this, but I cut probably about half an hour out of that adventure because they and this is kind of hard to illustrate, but basically the way that maps work in Minecraft, if you're not on the specific space that the map represents, you'll be on the corner, like whatever corner or side that you are closest to the map. And they spent a good like half an hour, 40 minutes just along the borders, where if the whole group had just walked a little bit to the east, they would have been on the map, but they never did. And like I created the zombies, like the Diamond Delvers, and like this whole like fire thing. I kept trying to do that to get them to go to the right direction, but like there's nothing I could do short of just being like, hey, you guys, can you just go this way? Like, and I didn't want to do that until I think I did it at the very end, like just to peel the curtain back, when you guys found the cave and everybody ran away.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you need to go.
Yeah, that was especially, that was my favorite, like, Todd has to intervene moment in the show. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you like mentioned it too much, but like when we got to the cave where we're supposed to like all slide down like Goonies style, we were all like, this is a bad idea. We are not going down there. And Todd did eventually have to like say like, no, you guys like you're there. We spent an hour getting this point. Like you're supposed to go in there.
I'm good.
Hold on, those aren't the same banners though. Those are black. Like that just might be death.
I know that's. But
no,
it
I
might
don't trust
also
those.
be adventure.
Why can't I put down these torches?
Go in there.
But yeah, he did not plan that we would react that way and feel that going into the cave would be something that would be like a bad idea.
Yeah.
But honestly, with all the like unplanned, improvised, even times where you really didn't, I feel like you didn't really intervene really hardly ever. That was like, that waterfall thing was like the one time I think you really ever actually stepped in to say something.
I think that is actually the only time that I specifically came in on a mic and said, you guys need to do this. Or not need to, but like I was like, this is the thing that you've made it to. Did you feel like you were in a lot of danger while you were in the jungle? Because you were stepping up. You were before you kind of had been behind everybody, but like in the jungle, like you were kind of like, let's go, let's fight.
I think I'm gonna correct you there. You worded it as stepping up, and for me it was like I was slowly getting too comfortable and careless. That's what I felt like. At least like, and you said like, did I feel like I was endangered? Dude, I felt like I was endangered the whole freaking time. Are you kidding me? Like, who had died at that point? And Mick Jones just like fell into lava and like died. So like at that point, it was like a reminder how real to me, like in a second, you can die just for any reason, anything happening. Like just anything, and and there was at one point where I almost died. I was very close to dying. I think it was the closest point the whole season. I had half a heart or 2 hearts or something. I remember I was like blinking red, like that's how intense it was.
Right.
But like Dean, I can't remember what Dean did. I think he like shot. Like I was getting shot, and like in the jungle, and of course there's like a bazillion trees and terrain around you, and I couldn't tell from which angle like I was getting shot. Yeah. And I was too scared to put my shield down because then I was afraid that I would die. But you also can't eat food while your shield is up. So I was like in this incredibly uncomfortable situation. But then Dean finally like shot whatever was shooting at me. So thank you, Dean. I don't know if you're watching this, but thank you for that.
Where were you at? Were you feeling like kind of like in terms of the story element? Were you like worried like, oh, like what's gonna like what is Todd gonna do? Is it gonna be like a problem, or were you focused on just Minecraft?
I wasn't focused on the story very much at all. Like you're right. I was focused a lot on like not dying, and I think that shows, especially when you said you were editing, and like for majority of the time, like I'm always making sure I'm the last person behind everyone else. Like making sure that if anyone dies, it's like gonna be the person in front of me and not me. So yeah, there was that aspect of it. Also, I feel like Jared and Dodger, yeah, they were really about like the pageantry of everything. And they were like, I felt like, me personally, they were like getting into like too much. So like I as a reaction to that would then be the opposite. Like at the time you first showed up, everyone's like, you know, freaking out, and I'm just like playing it down as possible and being like, oh frick, the cops are here.
Hello.
Oh crap, the cops are here. and just stupid stuff like that.
That's so
Or
funny.
yeah, and Dodger's like, maybe I shouldn't have come back from the dead. And like, I'm the guy who just goes outside and like, hey Dodger, remember when you died right here? I was just being like,
Dodger, remember when you died like right here?
Remember this spot?
See, the grass hasn't even grown back yet. Look at this.
yeah, it probably came off
That was
sometimes
so
like I
funny.
wasn't taking it serious at all. But it was just
No,
kind of
but
like
that was
to
perfect.
Yeah, it was like to counterbalance the people who I thought were like taking it like way too serious.
Yeah.
Speaking of like people stepping up and taking leadership roles, that was one of probably the biggest change that like I decided to do prior to Todd, the Todd era.
Ooh.
But basically, the biggest change I had done was like, dude, let's separate the groups at the start on the first Mind Z, because it was like that way because we can like mess with. I think I may have randomized them. I can't remember, but I was like,
I remember you doing randomly.
yeah, I think you're
You
right.
like pulled names out of a hat or something.
Yeah. So, but like it forced people like, oh well, Jared and Dean and whoever like are in a group now. What's that gonna be like? You
Right.
know, and like who's gonna step up and like who's gonna drag people down and or whatever. I think we've kind of stuck with that whole thing. Like even in regular Minecraft seasons, especially, or even in like Terraria, we still separate into groups. Because I think if nothing else, it kind of has a cool change of pace where it's like everybody's saying things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this fun first like episode or two, and then it's like, all right, well let's separate and kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, it also just gives more purpose to like specific groups. Like you have a job that you have to do now.
Especially early on, where
Yeah.
we got to get a lot of resources gathered. Let's just
yeah,
split
yeah.
and take care
Like
of
in,
it.
in the beginning, sometimes people aren't really doing anything. Like because they're just kind of like they don't really
Sometimes
know
they don't
how
know
to
what to
contribute
do,
or something like that.
Or they're
so-
just ADD. I don't know.
or they just really like chopping down trees and that's just all they like to do or something. You know?
Yeah.
I love chopping down trees.
I love it.
It's our new guest. All he likes to do is chop down trees.
Jeff,
Go do that.
do you feel like, I mean, because you basically embody that exact mentality where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the thing that people don't do or aren't doing. Do you feel like kind of put upon there, or like, because I remember, and obviously like there's the whole thing where you're not getting to go on the adventure, but like when you hit the Nether, you were like ready to go. Like what kind of brings you towards doing all the farming and stuff? Is that just like a natural thing for you?
I like those parts of the games honestly where I spend time and like build a house and like and just make it look nice. Like I like doing that stuff honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
So like when I get the chance to do it, I do, which is why it's so painful. Every time we always start a series, it's just cobbled together garbage house every time, and I'm just like, I gotta make this look better eventually. But well, and it also kind of comes down to like we actually need some of that stuff. Like we have to have the farm. Like we have to, because like last time we played in the previous season, we didn't have like chickens or anything like until everyone had died. I think I had to do it all myself.
Yeah.
What was it, Minecraft 3, where we were just like looking for chickens for like 2 hours? We had no food. And maybe we're looking for feathers.
Isn't that how you died? Yeah. Was it
On
when
that season?
wasn't that the season where Jared came and saved you because of the lag?
Oh yeah, well that was the same season I
Were you
think.
lagged out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was where you
was
died.
Minecraft too.
That's where Jared died because
Yeah,
they were
like,
getting
I thought you were
chickens
trolling.
and he was they were out at night because of the
Was it after we
chickens.
came
Was
back,
that
I
the
think.
desert one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It was season 2. I was legit lagging.
Yeah,
I thought you.
I saw my footage later.
I thought you were maybe trolling me, like, oh, there's a creeper. I was like, no, there's not. It was like one of my last like moments with you. You just blew up, and I was basically calling you a liar.
It's all
so
subject, but I get a lot
funny.
of crap from that one because like, oh, you could have just fought the creeper if you just knew what he was doing. It's like, I'm sorry, this is hardcore. I was taught not to mess with creepers.
That's-
I
yeah.
was trying to run from it.
That's fair.
Dude, and still to this
Backseat
day,
driving, man.
the creepers have been taking out people.
Yeah, look at Dodger.
Like
She was at
and then
full.
Yeah, and that happened to me in the season before that. Where
Yeah.
if they
Oh,
come up behind you,
And I thought
blow you
I
up.
thought you just like hadn't healed. I was like, you idiot.
Yeah, you-
like, you didn't heal or something like that.
And I heard him saying that because I like, muted myself in the Discord, but I could still hear him talking. I was like, I was full health.
Yeah. I think that's one of the best things about, like, I'm so happy that all the guests, or as many guests as we can, are willing to pitch in and help like record their perspectives, because like, I mean, obviously this was like you and Jeff, so it wasn't going to be an issue, but like with season 5 where like I could show off and be like, no, look, Austin actually did have full health before that creeper one shot him, which is low probability with that much armor. But it's the same thing, like, where it's actually funny, this season, so the Dodger death in general, was so controversial in the comments for some reason. People insisted I spawn this creeper, but like literally you watch me cam the whole fight. Like, you're literally watching my perspective as they come back from spawn to the house.
Yeah,
I don't know where I had the time to spawn this creeper who magically was gonna target just her.
So what had happened is that pretty much everyone had made it to the house except for me. Because we were all sprinting, and I was more or less behind everyone to make sure everyone would get there. And by the time they all got there, like, every single monster had just enclosed in front of me. So like, there was no way for me to get through without fighting them. So I started like trying to swing my way through to get through it. So I didn't stop to like fight monsters. I was trying to get my way there, and because I was still outside, Dodger like stepped out to like check on me to make sure I'm okay. And it just so happens right there. Explosion.
And when you think about it, even logically, it makes sense that there was enemies over there, because that was the one side of the house that no one really was over there. Everyone had been coming from the other side.
Yeah.
So like, I think if you look at like Todd's point of view, you can see enemies out there.
There's tons of stuff
around on that side of the house.
Like realistically, what we should have done was just even built like a fence gate, like around that area.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just to like, just to like make sure that stuff just can't bolt around a corner we can't see around and stuff like that.
Legitimately, like
we built walls in the past around the house before.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about. Was that season 5? Jeff built all those battlements, and then you didn't this time.
I made a keep.
Well, what's so interesting is because like you kind of think about sometimes it's like oh, is this time worthwhile? But we literally saw the effects of not doing it. Yeah, really. Yeah, that was so nuts. I still can't believe Mick Jones.
Mick Jones, but then Dodger died, so it really
so amazing.
Kind of cost 2 lives in a sense.
Yeah. How was it when because you guys were coming off? I mean, essentially in terms of like entertainer terms, you guys were cold because it was you and Jeff had run out of.
Right after that,
you'd run out of stuff to talk about. And they came in hot. They came in off of a successful adventure, coming out from the spawn area, surrounded by darkness. Like, how were you like freaking out, like internally? Because you didn't say much, Austin. Specifically, you.
I was kind of coming back up. I was like, I think I was down in the cave or something. I kind of had this aura of like everything's like they're back. and I honestly didn't think that would happen. And then I saw Dodger die though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. That was like the first thing I saw. I came around the corner. And there she was, and then there she wasn't.
I just looked over and she blew up. I don't remember if my perspective was seen, but I specifically remember, call me out in editing, I guess, if I was wrong. I specifically remember like
you
turning around and seeing Dodger blow up.
You do, yeah. All 3 of you ended up looking at it at some point very soon after it happened, Yeah. That was so... Man, you should have seen me in my chair. I was just like, I was like watching the fight because it was so cool. In my head, I'm just thinking about like, this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be so great to see this shot like in the video. I'm just like, I'm not even looking at that part of the screen really. Like, I have the camera set up on like mostly the house and the outside area where Jared's fighting because I'm thinking like, oh, like maybe Jared will get got. Yeah. And then like, boom, and I'm just like.
You did it, Todd. What are you talking about?
It was me. I'm sorry.
You spawned it. Come on.
I actually was like.
Oh no.
And like it was so quick when like that was where we ended our first recording session. Yeah. It's because it was just like.
I mean, what else were we gonna do at that point?
People know that we do multiple sessions, right? Like.
I think we
don't do it all at once sometimes because it's really hard to film for like 5.
I mean, we'll film
hours.
like 3 hours or something, and it's like, but even like a time wise, especially with guests, I hate to be like. Hey, kid, you got like 7 hours, like just to hang out. But like even from like an entertainment like perspective, people start to get worn out. After a few hours.
You need a moment to recharge.
Yeah.
You super need that.
Because you get that first high when you first start, and then like some battles come up, and then after about 3 hours, I think it's when people start to be like, just a little bit like, we're kind of tired.
You just get like a general fatigue over time. You just can't stay on for like that long.
Yeah, and we don't take breaks in between normally, unless it's like some
pee breaks. Yeah, it's also I think it's hard with Minecraft because you lose sight of what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
After like a few hours.
No, we've never done that.
Well, I mean, honestly, that was part of the reasoning for an adventure was to give you guys I gave you guys like low key. You guys were getting diamond armor by killing the zombies, and that was something that was intentional. I was like, well, okay, I want to give them.
And then we completely missed the hats inside the tent. Just didn't even think of it. I was so excited by the anvil.
Poles or whatever?
There was armor stands,
Yeah,
and
stands.
and Chad like bonks one, and then he goes, "This must not be."
That's
Whatever.
interesting looking, and
Yeah.
then just like walks away.
Yeah, but yeah, like so you guys had you're coming off of 2 deaths. This sort of forced this decision. You guys decided to bring back Dodger, and we're definitely we'll.
Apparently we were in the wrong.
It was definitely a controversial
Yeah.
decision.
It was the comments went nuts, and we don't want to go into it too much, but definitely we would hope, I think, in the future that when we do make these kinds of decisions and stuff, that the audience will try and be level-headed about it. Like, it's fine to be like, oh, I wish it had been one person or the other person.
Actually, like, I mean, I reiterated, I kind of said what I felt a little obligated, I guess, to be like real with you guys, because like I was seeing some comments. I actually love that people it's a super good thing that people really care about the choices, and a lot of people just were like just saying like, oh man, I really, it's like, oh, I think you made the wrong choice or whatever. That was fine, but I definitely saw a bunch of people who were like seemed to like weirdly take it out on Dodger, and it was like not her at all, and I was just like, that was what I didn't appreciate. I think I was just like, especially because it's like we want to get tons of guests and like people that like just bigger guests and like people that the audience members may know and things like that. And like I don't know, like I feel like if people in the comments are kind of like rude to the guests, and again I'm only talking, there was only a few. It was a vocal minority, but yeah, it certainly wasn't everybody, and definitely not everybody that was mad about the choice. Yeah, I mean that's like just part of almost part of the fun. It's like yelling at the TV. Yeah, like yelling at the sports players on the TV. Like, what? How can you miss that free throw? Like I could make 1 out of 10.
The diamond helmets off of the racks.
Actually, though,
so I mean that's kind of part of the fun of it in that sense. But like there were some comments that I saw actually like comment banned a couple people that I don't normally do that. Like ever. It was just like they were just like straight up taking it out on Dodger and being super rude, and I was like, that's not cool. Yeah. Like don't be. I mean, I wouldn't even care if it was me. Like I don't really care if people get mad at me, but like don't be nice to the guests, because a lot of them read it. Like and I mean I don't know if you don't do. I mean a lot of you guys might do YouTube channels, whether for fun or more than that. But if you don't, it might seem surprising that like 1 or 2 comments could like really get you down, but it really can. Like I'll be like looking at my own comments on a video sometimes. I'll see like 50 really good comments. I'll see 1 that I'm like, ooh. And it's like that's just like the way the human brain is like. You
pick out the negative more than the positive.
Yeah. That's kind of how we're wired in a way. So I don't want like people like to be rude to guests. I mean, people can say whatever they want, but that's my request.
It is like an interesting thing where this is the nature of live. I mean, essentially reality TV. Hardcore is essentially a reality TV show where the more kind of amazing and improbable things that happen, and more like ridiculous things that happen, like the more there's sort of like this suspicion. Yeah, this suspicion. But what's so interesting to me is that I feel like it was a perfect storm. Like it was amazing, and which is why like people were like, "Oh, did you guys like script this or whatever?" It's like nobody told anybody to die at any point.
That would have been hard to script,
and that's also impossible for me to do.
Comments like blew my mind.
Yeah,
there's like it's impossible like to script that game and have it go that way.
Even the parts that are playing like the twisted stuff aren't scripted. I mean, Todd might have an idea of what he's going to say to Jared. Yeah, but like Jared doesn't know what he's going to say, so that's not.
I didn't even realize that you re-recorded your lines after, because it still sounded the same to me.
Well, I basically took the same concept of what I was saying, but I
made it cleaner.
I was rambling, and I was like nervous. You actually can tell that my voice sounded different because I was less nervous recording it later. Which is, like, again, this was the first season, and it's tough because I couldn't be like, hey audience, let me spoil everything for you guys so that you can be prepared for when it's not perfect. I didn't want to do that, and I sort of just trusted the audience. And I think again, like most people in the audience were either very vocal about appreciating it, or were like, you know what, this is a good first try. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this. And I think what's really great, and not to go too far into this for like future season stuff, but I learned a lot, and like trust me, everybody's gonna get chances to get moments. And I think that was one of my favorite parts, was like giving Jared a moment and like kind of the flip side as well of people who like didn't get moments feeling like they wanted to step up again of their own accord. Like I wasn't telling Jeff like, hey Jeff, I need you to be like a Banff now. Jeff was just like literally was like, this is my time to shine. Like you basically said that, and like to me like that's exactly what I want out of doing those kinds of things.
I said that too.
You said
Right before.
yourself?
Right before.
Or about me.
I was also I think it's even in the intro. I'm like, I'm gonna step up and do this.
You did say that.
Yeah.
You did say that because McJones had died, and you were like, I'm gonna figure out how to. I think you were just like, I'm gonna figure out how to make a bowl. You weren't even talking about anything.
Don't worry, guys. I'll make the bowl from now on in this relationship.
Okay,
Do
but
I want to like touch on like we skipped over. I think I kind of got a little sidetracked with the question. Like as far as like who we picked, my logic. I can't speak for everybody else, but my logic on the choice was kind of the same logic we've always had with hardcore, where like the first person to die just gets kind of crapped on. Like that's the way we've always done it. Like Dean dies first, we all make fun of him the whole time. So that was kind of my that was kind of my like sense of it, where it was like, I mean. McJones died first, so McJones died first, and Dodger lasted what was really like an hour and a half, 2 hours longer than McJones. So that was kind of where I was at, where it's like it made the most sense to me to revive the person who had been alive the longest. So that's kind of how we always go.
It made the most sense to me to do that, just because I was like, oh, like I feel bad because she went on the adventure, she like did all that stuff to get the totem, and then like just happened to die, like right when she got back.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I feel like she almost deserves it more.
And it did end up being useless, but we were so close to having like a full party again.
See,
so I would do it.
Partially our bad though too.
What wasn't shown is that those were between recordings. So there was actually a lengthy discussion, not recorded. We actually talked about who we want to bring back and why. It wasn't put into the show at all because it was like 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
We actually had to talk about it.
Yeah. And then like when it came back, in the next episode, that's when Dean was like, all right, we're bringing back Dodger.
Right.
In the episode we kind of just were like, there we go.
Yeah.
But we actually definitely talked about it a lot more.
Yeah. Piggybacking off of that, like people talked about, oh, well, the revival totem was useless, and it's like, it's one of the interesting things about shows like that. I mean, like, I'm totally giving us way too much credit over here, but it's like, you know, if you look at any kind of adventure story, like if you watch like Lord of the Rings, like not everything was a perfect, like they didn't just go in a straight line 0 to 100, we won, nothing bad happened. Like Boromir's entire arc is him undermining this adventure. And like, again, not that this is Lord of the Rings, but I was thinking like, that's
basically.
It's basically.
We did have Bilbo.
We had it.
So, but that was my philosophy. It was like, okay, well, let's give them something, and like if it works out, then they would be going into the Nether with 7 people.
Yeah.
That would have, and that was unprecedented. And actually something, and I'll disclose this. We actually had to on the fly change how the totem was gonna work, because originally Austin and I had talked about just having the totem revive one person, and then we came up with this idea of a curse. But the curse actually, in practice, I wasn't really comfortable with how things would work in Minecraft. I managed to build a clock that would apply a negative effect over like a set amount of time. It's a bunch of technical Minecraft talk that I'll get into in my other video. But basically I was like, maybe let's I want to back off the curse. So to supplement that, what I was going to do is I kind of expected more people to die, and originally the totem was gonna.
It's a safe bet.
And I wanted to motivate the cast to go get the totem. Which, to be fair, if you guys had not done it, we just would have not done it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of
It was just another part of the world, like you could just go do that.
Yeah,
that's something that I don't know if we made that clear. Like, we didn't have to get the totem. We could just like Todd could come and be like, there's $1 million up on that hill. Whatever. And we just don't get it. Like
right.
We can do whatever we want.
And I want to be. That's one of the reasons why I'm really excited to do the next scenario, is because there will be more opportunities for you guys to make decisions, where I will make things that the audience may not see.
Maybe branching paths, kind of.
Exactly. And honestly, this season, like there is something I did make that we ended up not using, and I'll have that for the future. But that being said, because McJones died early, you know, we sent it. It was like, okay, well, we don't need any motivation now. Like, so we changed the rules where basically it was gonna be, it wouldn't work until you've acquired it. You couldn't revive anyone who died before it. But we changed that on the fly.
Yeah.
And frankly, you know, we were better for
I
it.
think it made more sense that way anyway,
Yeah.
which is part of why we changed it.
And it ended up working out, and that's what's really cool. But so moving forward from the revival, we went.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that is something we could do in the future if we ever did do a revival again. We could have that limit on it. You have to get it, and then you can't, you know, res anyone before. That's part of what's fun about the twists is we can just do whatever we want. I mean, it's literally like a Dungeons and Dragons thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
which is why I like the fact that it's like we could just not do it. It's
Spicing it up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys at any point think about that? Actually, did you guys consider like that? This
Not
is.
going for it?
Yeah.
I don't think so on this particular season. It was the first time. It's like, well, we're just not going to do it.
I wasn't worried about it until McJones died. And I was like, well, we just lost a person. When we have an opportunity to keep the full 7, we should take that opportunity.
Yeah.
And we almost did. We're so close.
You were
So
literally like
close.
30 seconds away from it.
Man, we would have literally had everyone for the Nether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would've
Probably
been-
just would have been one more person to die in the Nether.
Well, let's talk about that. So,
Let's not talk about that.
let's definitely talk about that. I think we're gonna talk about
the one
it.
thing I wanted to say is I don't remember if
I'll show it in this video. I'll show
my
it in this
point
video.
of view. You can still see it if you're paying more attention, but like I have like I'm a little spacey, but and from my perspective, when I hit the pigman. There was a
blaze.
A blaze that had just died and like smoked up the place. So I couldn't see any, like where I thought, okay, well I'm swinging at these blazes, and then right as the smoke starts to clear, I had already like started to like reach down to click, and I before I even hit the button, I was like, oh no, there's a pigman, and then I hit the button and swung it. But if you see my perspective,
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's ironic because I think literally like 5 seconds before they were like, don't hit Pigman.
Yeah. He's like,
Don't
this
hit
is the one
Pigman.
time.
Oh no, I hit Pigman!
also I felt all jittery and nervous because it was like I'd been gone for so long. I'm finally back. I'm ready to just jump right back into it. I literally just showed up and just screwed everything up.
Do you want to show off your trophy I got you for Christmas?
Yeah, I will. God got me this Pigman, so now I have to remember. I'm just gonna, next time we record, I'm gonna put this like somewhere
Like looking
right
over
by
you.
my monitor.
Yeah.
So another little fun, I think, behind the scenes tidbit, when Austin got separated, that was totally real. I didn't
That
do
was
that.
like a glitch or
I didn't know how to do that. I wish I did know how to do that. But
I said you should have taken claim for it. Be like, I'm the ultimate trickster.
I agree. I wish I had. I wish I had done that. I agree with you. But what
That was awesome.
it was really cool, but the problem was there was literally no. Austin never would have found them. He would have been like the end of the first Mindsy. He never would have found them. He would have had no way home because he didn't have any way to make another portal.
Yeah.
You would have just died on your own.
I was trying too. I was like trying to cross the lava seas and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, do you guys see a big lava sea ocean? I'm just gonna try and cross it.
So we're in the Nether. The answer is yes.
Yeah, exactly. So what you guys end up not seeing is I actually guided him back,
He didn't say anything.
but I didn't say anything.
I actually didn't know if you were doing it on purpose. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, that's Todd. I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, there's a point where
So I'm floating
you.
around.
I felt really bad actually. There's a point where you were on a block bridge and I teleport to you to find you. I was kind of off to the side figuring out. I forgot how to do the dang teleport command, so I did it. I just kept failing teleport commands, and I teleported to you and I actually nudged you and you almost fell off.
Ultimate trickster.
Yeah, my favorite trick.
like murder.
Bye.
Someone's walking your...
What the heck? Oh, that's not.
I think it was the right call because you
Oh, yeah, I
you had
was
been out of
out
the
there.
show.
I'd
for-
already been out of the show. Yeah,
Right.
I was just like
Yeah.
Nia the entire whole time.
Yeah, but you came back and you ruined everything.
I helped everything.
Came back for like another 5-10 minutes.
That was my karma for because I didn't know Todd was trying to guide me back. So that was my karma for like cheating, basically. Or I'm like, oh, there's a floating book. I'm gonna follow, and then I died. For
Yeah.
it.
How did
It's really a good tale of some kind of morality.
Yeah, how did you feel, Jeff? I mean, like you this was round 2 for you. You rescued. You were rescuing. You were with your buddy. You brought him back, and then he's gone again.
Just like that.
I almost got you killed.
Yeah, you did. I got separated from everyone.
Yeah.
So
because
good.
all of the pigmen started aggroing, and I was like, oh no. So I started fighting them, but luckily I think they trigger for the first person that attacks. And they go straight for them, depending on how close everyone else is, and they ignore the other people who are attacking for like that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started attacking to start like killing the pigmen, but you guys had just bolted to the bridge. And I just, like, got cut off by, like, 10 pig guys.
I remember looking back and being like, Jeff, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's
You just, like, abandoned me, basically. No,
Yeah.
and then I just, like, all right, I ran the opposite way, and just into the nether more, and just, like, kind of built a wall, and just, like, hung out there for a little bit.
That was such a cool moment, though, and like I love that. Like everybody was really you could see everybody was clearly very engaged in problem solving. Like Jared, I don't think like we talked about this after that you might not have noticed. They de-aggroed right in front of you.
Yeah.
Were you aware that happened while you were there?
Well, my screen loading, because like I had like started getting the portal wavies, and like they're just coming right at me, and like on my end, I'm just standing there, the sword's like, all right, let's do this. I was like, either I make it or I don't. So I was just ready to like hold them off until like the portal went off.
Yeah.
And then like I got the loading screen. I think within the footage itself, it was maybe like 10 frames of them de-aggroing, so like it did not register to me at the time.
Yeah.
I thought I just barely made it.
That was so crazy.
Yeah.
I was actually the same. I was like, I got in the port, I'm like, all right, here I go. And I just got hit once, and then I was like, why am I falling? I thought there was a wall behind the thing. So I was like, I just got like knocked off.
Yeah, I forgot to put that up.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Yeah.
Well, because like I made it, Dean goes through, she goes, oh, it's the worst! And I'm like, all right, Dean, hold on, I'll fix it. So I fixed all the fronts, like, okay, it's fine, let's go.
Yeah.
Like I completely forgot about the fact that there's a whole other side behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's the way we're gonna go.
Yeah, that's
So
just
let's go this
another one of
way.
those afterthoughts that it's like, wow, that would have saved some stuff.
It would have literally saved 2 people.
It either got you through or just slaughtered right there by the
Yeah,
end.
exactly.
Right. But I think that it was such a cool moment, and like
But man, your death scream.
so
That's the
good.
second time in a row I fall into my death, and I just like I listen back to my own scream, like that was like blood curdling, like I was like really dying.
You went
Really
in,
dying.
You actually died.
and like
That's like to me, it's 90%, at least 90% real, and like 10% played out maybe just because it's like, oh, we're having fun. But like, I mean, I really just like, no, why am I falling?
When you
I wanted
die,
to keep
it
going.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you just like sitting there in the recording still, and you're like on mute, and you're like, I want to play. I just want to play.
Listen to other people playing with like your mic muted, and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all like almost like
Just insert a
sad
berry.
over your death, and you're just like, but I'm here.
It's insert a berry. I'm here too.
Yeah.
Like for the first season.
yeah, I remember that.
You.
Yeah. Let's close this out. Jeff and Jared, y'all made it
No, I
to
didn't.
the boss.
Oh, to the boss, yeah.
How was that? Were you? I mean, because like Jared
never seen
Jared
the
might
movie
as well
before,
have just
so-
been like, do we have food, potions, food potions?
Yeah, I was trying to make sure we had everything. Like, even before going to the nether, it's like, we need to enchant our stuff, because everyone was like, just completely forgetting about that.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, even Dean at one point said, let's just not even worry about that.
And I was like, no, Dean.
Or he said, oh, it was for potions. He's like, no, we don't need potions. And
And
I was like,
"Mm."
ooh, those potions really came in handy, though,
Yeah.
because having that, like, slight little speed boost.
Yeah.
What do we have, like, regen?
I got everyone, like, strength potions.
Yeah, strength
extended
potion.
strength potions. And then I was able to make 3 potions of speed, which you got,
I had one.
Chad got, and Dean got.
Yeah, you were the only one to have
And then
one.
the wither chased the one person.
Maybe it knew.
That
It
was
was-
that sucks.
This one's
could've.
weak. He's
Was
slow.
it because you were closest to it? Like,
I don't think I was.
'Cause I thought Dean
when,
was
when it
closest.
spawned, does it just pick someone and it's just like, I'm gonna mess you up?
I think it just picked someone.
Yeah.
I
Because
think
none of it, you hadn't fought it before, right?
No.
No one had. I don't think anyone there had never fought
which
it.
thankfully Chad said.
I'd never seen it.
Don't stand next to it when it spawns.
I think Chad had fought it maybe.
Chad like maybe looked into it a little
Yeah.
bit, so like at least someone kind of knew how the
Yeah.
fight worked.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we probably wouldn't have made enough arrows, and we would have just died.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad actually, I think, vocalized after that he was sincerely worried that y'all wouldn't make it through the first phase because you would have ran out of arrows. Dean ran out of arrows.
I think I ran out.
Yeah.
I think I ran out too.
I was able to shoot like once.
So Chad got the killing blow then.
Well, that's first phase.
No, that's the first phase.
Oh
Yeah.
Who did get the killing blow?
I don't know.
Jeff? I honestly don't
Probably
know.
Jeff.
Do that clip where Chad yells, "Yeah, boy!"
No,
Let's go! Yes! Yes! I'm in hardcore and we got through the freaking nether. Yeah, boy.
Chad was
That's like my
so
favorite
hyped.
part of the entire season.
Everybody was gonna stop her at the end of the season, and then Chad was like, "We did it!"
He's just like, "Yes!"
Let's go.
Congrats, guys.
Subscribe, like this video, subscribe twice, hit the bell 3 frickin' times.
3 times.
Let's go. Yeah!
You could tell he was out of his chair.
Oh, yeah.
Like in classic Chad form, you could tell he was
He's
gone.
probably like hitting the pillow and just, it's like, yeah!
So
He's so
good.
excited. It was great though.
You had, and based on like kind of how people have like come to me and like I see in the comments, I think some really big moments where you just popped the heck off. Where you were like, yeah, let's go, da da da, Chadtronic, peek the mic, who cares about the audio? What?
That was like,
I got big old blocks of waveforms here.
Yeah, like, it's funny you bring it up because like, that was like, I was not playing that moment up. Like, I was really at that level of excitement during that time of the show because I know how big of a deal and how many seasons end in the nether. So when we're like getting out of the nether, that's like a huge like milestone, especially for any season in particular. So like that wasn't me like being a character so much. Like that's how I am as a person, yeah. But like that was genuine excitement at that point. And I did know like for most of the season, and I knew there would be like comments in the beginning because like on my channel, yeah, I'm like a loud type of character kind of person. And but I know that like this isn't my show, but I still have to like participate to a level that's not like stepping in front of everyone. So like in the beginning of the season, like I was really quiet and kind of reserved, and I was like that on purpose. But then as the cast got smaller, you know, there's more air time for people to say things and you know contribute to the conversation, stuff like that. So that was probably my favorite moment. That I feel like, not to like have a bias or anything, but that's that moment where I like just like clip the mic and all that nonsense. That's gonna be a meme moment to remember.
I think you're right though, and I think that's so cool. Like that's what I love about having new guests and new people, because I mean, obviously it benefits the show and it benefits the people in terms of like that crossover of the audience, but like specifically for a production, it's just so cool. Like when you have these moments that some people just won't do stuff like that. Like there's like a lot of people just won't pop off like that, and like Chad's like, that's how I do it.
I'm
Like,
the
that's
king
how I
of
pop
popping
off.
off. Trust me. Actually, and at the time when I yelled and everyone was like laughing, I thought, haha, you know, I did a funny joke. Not a really that big of a deal. And then I saw the video and I was like, holy crap, I was like really loud during that moment. Like I actually had no idea how loud I actually was during that. So
it's just maybe I could show on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's just a block of audio like for each thing. It's just
let's go! Yes! 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 Like the waveform is just like a solid brick.
But like, and what a send off though. Like I don't know. It's the same. And what's so cool is that the last time we were in Minecraft, not MineZ, was Jeff's excellent no. Like his scream was so good. It was so excellent. And so it's fun, like, I think thematically to have switched it on its head, where you pop off like you're that same loud, but like you won. And like I think that's just cool, you know, as a show that will continue for as long as people want to watch it. That's cool. Like that's a cool feeling to be on the other side of that.
That's cool. I'm glad that I contributed to part of what you wanted for the show. Yeah.
Well, and like Chad is definitely one of those cases that people always like ask about, which
people want him on for a long time.
We don't have rules about this kind of thing, but Chad is essentially fan to guest. Like he watched the show before he was on YouTube. I guess you would be considered like someone who started watching hardcore as like a fan before you were really on YouTube. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So cool. That's so cool.
I have proof of this. This is odd that I'm bringing this up right now on camera with you. I've never told you this, Todd. I'm gonna tell you right now on camera.
Uh-oh.
Austin doesn't know this either, and the world will never see it. They'll never see it. When I was a young lad, before I even had a YouTube channel, I did a fan hardcore with my friends.
Oh, dude!
It'll never be uploaded. Don't even ask. I'm so embarrassed, and I didn't want to say a single thing about it or ever reveal that until like after I was done and out of the show.
Dude, that's so cool.
So I have tangible proof that I was a fan like long time ago. I can't remember what year I made that. I probably like 2012, 2013, something like that. I made it a long time ago, before I even had my channel or anything. So don't ask for that. You won't get it.
So like how did it feel? Because I know when we were talking like before we had filmed anything, you know, like you were very excited, like you were very present. Like I was like, hey, we're gonna be recording this day. You were like, yeah, let's go, whatever. I'll cancel all the funerals I have to go to today. I don't care. I gotta be on the show. So like, yeah, like how were you feeling? Like where was your head at before we started recording?
I don't know if this will make it in your edit, but I'll talk about it because it happened. It's pretty public knowledge. I found out I was gonna be in the show via a leak. So.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Before I was even like formally asked by like Austin, I've just like my artwork was just like for the show. It was just like floating out there. What do you call those things? Like your portraits or whatever.
Yeah, the portraits. We had Amber, because like Austin had talked about having you on before, and like I was under the impression that Austin had asked you already.
I have to be fair. I think before all of this happened, I think he may have like encouraged me or invited me like over Twitter, like long before the leak ever even happened. So, and I think we had like a little back and forth Twitter interaction, but but I found out officially when I was going to be on the show via the leaks of the internet. So that was great. It was exciting.
That's so fun.
I wouldn't have it any other way. That was actually a very exciting, thrilling way to find that out.
That's so cool to me. I think it's, I don't know, one of the fun aspects of hardcore that I really am going to start trying to push like more, you know, like going forward is like how people like on YouTube, different YouTubers of different backgrounds, different histories, like different sizes and everything, different kinds of people like on the show. So it's really cool that like we kind of ended up having this inadvertent like story where it was like, oops, you're on the show if you want to be, like, you don't have to be.
Just go ahead and do that if I'm ever re-invited, which if I am, I'll participate. But if I am ever re-invited, don't even bother asking me again. Just make the artwork and just let me know when to show up. I'll be there.
I'm just gonna we'll be recording and I'm just gonna message you like, hey, where are you?
like just as not even 5 minutes before, just like, dude, we're like going. Where are you? You're late.
We're just inside the server already. Like, I don't know where Chad is, guys. I don't know what happened. I'm already like doing the twist, and you're where's Chad? The twist is Chad's not here yet.
Where's Chad? Did we leak the artwork for this season? Did we leak it? Does he know?
That's so good. So this was your first hardcore. I mean, like, was it cool? Like, was it kind of what you had in your head? Like, did you have an idea? Like, I'm gonna be this kind. Like, here's what I'm gonna do when I get on hardcore. Like, would you ever think about that? Like, in all these like the the last couple of years. If you ever got on, were you like,
I'm glad I was on. I'm glad I finally like came on the show when I did, because like, if I was invited to come on like a year before when I was on it, like I was mostly like acquaintances with like most people that I played with. But like at the time I actually like went on the show, like I knew everyone among the cast like pretty well, and so I think the timing of that was good for me because I was much more like comfortable playing with everybody and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was ready to be on it. It was a very magical experience for me. It seriously was. It's a pretty immersive thing. Like, I suppose you have to like kind of let it happen to you, but like it was comparable for me when you go like paintballing with your friends, and like everything that was happening before you started playing that was important to you, when you start playing, not important. Don't even think about it. You just like get in this like immersive little zone. Yeah. And that's what it feels like when I was on the show, at least for me. And I was like, fangirling out like almost the whole time.
So I think that was really cool, and it was cool to have that moment. That's why I like trying to find new guests, even if we do have good guests. Like, I love Ray. I want Ray every episode, every season. We can't have him.
Every guest is a good guest.
That's true. I'm sorry. I don't mean like that. There's worse.
Like people with like a lot of subscribers, basically.
No. I like having guests, and the guests are also good. So I like when we have guests, period, that are new, but who also gel with the show. Because like we try to find people who fit, and that's like. But there's also just so many people to choose from. It's so big. So it's cool to have Chad.
Say yes.
Yeah.
And people are busy.
People asking them.
Right, that's true. All right, so with everyone's responses on the boss, which was, I mean, I don't know, it was so much fun to watch, especially because we had done this is our third time doing the Wither, and
was it the third time?
I believe so.
Like, everyone
2 and 3 were both
twice, right?
Yeah.
2 and 3 were both Wither seasons, I believe. Yeah, I mean, and like for real, I think thank you for being on. I think you did a great job. I think all of our guests did a great job. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a hold of Dodger. She's a very busy lady. Sorry, everybody. Maybe like at some point I can get. That's true. Yeah, she is. Yeah, congratulations from myself, and I think everyone else on the show had already said something, but I'll say it now. But yeah, so I think we won't be hearing from her on the show, on the post show. Sorry. But I mean, I think both of our guests did an excellent job. It was so cool to see you guys like fill in just like everybody else. Like, you find your space, and like you were saying, like the space opens up as people die, and that's the fun of it. It's like you don't want to die because you want to be on the show. You want to get a chance to like demonstrate your personality, and I think you did an excellent job. And hopefully, I think the comments agree, but hopefully people would love to have you back, because we might have Chad back. I don't know when. Maybe soon. Maybe in 42 years. I don't know.
I'll just
Chad,
wait
ready to go
again
42
for
years
the
from
leak informing me when I'm coming. So I'll just wait for
All right.
that.
Well, thank you very much, Chad. Thank you for joining me today on the post show, and obviously for being on the show as well. Is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like? You want to pop off? You want to break a pillow? You want to do it? This is your moment.
I just wish that I could have hugged Jeff, us being both Barney and everything. I know a lot of fan fiction was like let down by that lack of celebration at the end of the show. So.
All right. Well, what I'm hearing is that when you come up to Seattle to visit us, you're bringing the Barney suits. That's what I'm hearing.
I'll make it happen.
Bam. There you go. All right. So we're gonna cut back into the rest of the post show, and thank you guys. Thank you, Chad. We'll see you in a sec. But yeah. So congratulations on surpassing the season. Thank you, Austin, for your participation in the first hour or so.
Participation award.
Yeah.
I've got a third place trophy somewhere to give myself.
It's the Pigman.
Yeah, thanks for helping me with the flower garden in the house.
Yeah.
I helped with that house. I don't think I helped with the flowers. Oh, I put some flowers around.
You put the flowers out.
I was always putting stuff, and then Jeff would change it.
Yeah, I was just going to
This is not good enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys want to say any parting words to the audience?
I told you I believed in you.
You did.
He did.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
I promise, PROMISE, that I will not hit a pigman on the next Minecraft season.
Ooh. Don't make promises you can't keep.
Yeah, you shouldn't do.
Insert the Home Alone quotes. Home
Let's
Alone 2 to be specific.
let's say you're not gonna hit one on accident.
No, I'm telling you, I am not. Even if I have to just never swing my sword, then other.
We will go.
You guys can take the sword
We'll
away
take your
from
weapons
me.
away. You'll punch
Yeah.
one.
You're like
You're-
literally just like a peaceful entity walking into like hell, basically. You're
I'll
just
like scout. I'll
they
just have
won't
a shield.
attack me, but I don't attack them, and you're just like walking peacefully through
Yeah, there we
hell.
go.
Well, I'll be walking in the front with a big
Yeah,
shield.
walk in. You're gonna dual wield shields.
Yeah.
So you can't
Yeah.
hit anything.
Can you do that? Like I actually use.
Not
No,
effectively, but you can do it.
There's like because there's like
I'll
a
choose one.
shield slot.
I'll carry 2, but I'll just hold 1 up.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
There you go, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed sort of the different format / new format. I hope you guys, if you have any
Like the
feedback,
video.
Subscribe to my channel.
And
Subscribe
mine.
to Jared and Jeff.
yeah,
I assume
absolutely.
you're probably already subscribed to this channel, otherwise you wouldn't be watching.
Tell us who you want for future hardcore guests.
Yeah, let us know.
Chad was great. I'd have him on again.
Legit, do definitely tell, like let us know who you guys, especially if they're people who maybe we might not have thought about, because like we definitely get a lot of. There's some people who get a lot of like, oh, I want this person, and every once in a while I'll see someone low-key be like, what about this person? And I haven't heard of them, and I'll check them out. I was like, oh yeah, they probably would actually be a totally good fit for the show. So like we're always trying to not just get like the biggest people, but like people who fit, you know, of varying sizes, like on YouTube or Twitch. Like don't forget about streamers. So absolutely, yeah, let us know, and let us, like I said, for real. Sometimes you guys like to do this thing where you send me essays about how you feel about the show. I'm glad you guys are so passionate, but this is one of the times where I'm actually asking for sincere feedback on the post show. Give me your breakdowns, like what could we do to make this show better, aside from just doing it, because I know we missed it for the last season. But I love this. This is something I pitched. This is something I want to do. So trust me, I always want to make a post show. You don't have to ask me. But yeah, we'll close it out. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Rated 5 stars. Is that funny still?
Yeah, totally.
Rate it 5
the bell
stars.
for notifications.
Yeah, that's new. Click that bell.
Notification squad. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Having to listen to me ask you things, and relive your horrible mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.